Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video on Fetch. All right, your daily update it almost has become, because I covered this yesterday, I covered it the day before, and we're covering it again today. All right, we'll do a full update. We'll talk about what's going on. I mean, right now in general, Fetch still looks very good. All right, if we just focus on the technicals, this is just a parabolic rally. All right, so what we're seeing is that we just keep breaking above resistance levels. We keep holding it as support, and that's been this way basically since the 5th of February. Now, is that sustainable for the long term? No. And right now, in general, what you also see is that funding rates across the map are very, very high, so that it just costs a lot of money to keep your positions open, especially for Fed right now, which is at a 12.5%, all right, which means you pay about, well, let's keep it simple, you pay about 0.35% of your position value every single day to keep that position open. Now, so far, that's been great for Fetch, all right, because the returns far outweigh the costs. But at some point of time, Fetch will reach a massive resistance, and that will not continue, and then we'll have a huge spike down, all right, because what you can also see is that Fetch, and this all sounds very bearish. I'm not bearish on Fetch, all right, just to give you that spoiler, but I do want to warn you, all right, because what you can see right now as well is that the open interest for Fetch since the 5th of February has increased a ton as well, all right, like it has multiplied by several x's. So there's a lot of leverage in Fetch, and that's going to be released, and that's going to be flushed at some point of time. Now, do I think that's right now? No, all right. It's a possibility. This weekend is a possibility. I mean, we're seeing some weakness from Bitcoin, and we see a relatively stronger Bitcoin dominance, at least in the last hour. So it's definitely a possibility. But so far, I mean, if we look at Fetch, technically we're still very bullish. We are holding the support level we recently broke above at 1.5 and 1.6 very well. So technically, there's nothing wrong with that. Sure, we are losing some momentum here, but there's nothing wrong about that. I mean, yesterday was Friday. It's now the weekend. There's just less trading. This is not necessarily a sign that we're going to crash. So the big question is, especially this weekend, I think, is can Fetch actually hold this level at 1.5? And at this moment, I think the answer still is yes. All right, Fetch, and you should not forget that, is fundamentally also just very strong. And what we're seeing with AI, Fetch really does seem to be, and we talked about it yesterday already as well, it does seem to be the alpha in the AI sector, all right, which means that it's the primary mover and that other AI coins tend to move with it instead of the other way around. So at this moment, I still think that Fetch is very bullish and that we'll be able to hold 1.5 to eventually rally up to our next price target at $2. And I also want to repeat, we also talked about that yesterday, that's in terms of valuation, that's also still very possible. All right, here we're only valued at about 1.3 billion, whether it's 1.35 or 1.5 billion, doesn't matter that much. So I still think this is most likely, but I do want to end this video with a warning, like I said, that the funding rates right now for Fetch are unsustainable. And at some point of time, like we also saw the 3rd of January, that's going to be reset. So in general, 1.5 is a magic level. If something happens and we break down below that, and Bitcoin is also relatively bearish, then we're going to get a big spike down to 1.2, maybe even down to 1.05. So be prepared for that. I would not play around with too much leverage right now, but as long as you're prepared for that, like I said, Fetch at this moment still looks great. So those are my thoughts. That's what you need to know. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know as well. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.